David and Goliath, the battle of faith in God and might of strength. The ground trembled beneath the weight of marching soldiers. The Philistines, a formidable force, assembled at Sochoh, their eyes set on the kingdom of Israel. Among them, a figure stood tall and mighty. Goliath, a giant. He was not just a man, he was a living embodiment of terror, a symbol of the Philistines' might. Each day for 40 days under the glaring sun and the moon's pale glow, Goliath stepped forward, his booming voice echoing across the battlefield. His challenge to the Israelite army was simple yet daunting, a one-on-one combat to decide the fate of their nations. Fear gripped the hearts of the bravest warriors, their courage waning with every taunt. As the tension mounted, a young boy named David entered the scene, bringing provisions to his brothers at the battlefront. David, the youngest son of Ishai, was not a soldier, but a humble shepherd. In the face of the towering giant Goliath, David's spirit was not doused but ignited. He was not armored by the iron of the battlefield, but by the courage of a shepherd who had faced wild encounters and emerged victorious. Against the backdrop of an impending war, David stepped forward, volunteering to confront the giant. His offer was met with skepticism. Saul, the king, doubted this young shepherd's ability to face the seasoned warrior. But David, unyielding, recounted his encounters with lions and bears, his triumphs against them, while protecting his flock. His tales of bravery were enough to convince the doubtful king. Yet, when Saul offered his armor, David, a stranger to such protection, declined. He chose to stand with what he knew best, his sling and 5 smooth stones. Goliath, scornful of David's youth, cursed him by his god, but David was unfazed. The battlefield echoed with the giant's taunts, a cacophony of disdain and challenge. Yet, in the midst of this tumult, a calm voice rose, clear and resolute. It was David, the shepherd-turned-warrior, standing firm in his faith and conviction. David's voice cut through the chaos like a blade, declaring, "You come to me with sword, spear and javelin, and I come to you with the name of the Lord, the God of the armies of Israel which you have taunted." His words, bold and audacious, hung in the air, a daring promise in the face of a colossal adversary. Goliath, towering and formidable, stared down at David with scorn and contempt. The tension was palpable as the two prepared for the imminent clash. Then with a swift movement, David slung a stone that struck Goliath's forehead. The giant fell, struck down by a mere stone. A single smooth projectile, launched with faith by the youngest son of Ishai, found its mark. The audacious Goliath, a towering titan who had taunted Israel's army for 40 consecutive days, was destroyed not by an army, but by a shepherd boy named David. David's victory didn't just symbolize a triumph of courage over intimidation, or agility over brute strength. This was a testament to the power of faith and the strength of the underdog, a testament to the idea that giants, no matter how formidable, are not invincible. The battlefield echoed with the thud of Goliath's fall, but David wasn't done. He strode over to the fallen giant and seizing Goliath's own sword, he beheaded him. It was a decisive, audacious act, a final punctuation to his victory. With their champion defeated, the Philistines fled in fear. The giant had fallen, and with him, the morale of an entire army. David, the shepherd boy, had defeated the mighty Goliath. The battlefield fell silent, the once taunting Philistine army now gasped in disbelief. The giant, their champion, lay motionless, defeated by a single stone. The Philistines, witnessing the fall of their champion, fled in terror, their morale shattered. Meanwhile, David, with the head of Goliath in his hands, journeyed to Jerusalem. His victory wasn't just personal, it was a triumph for all of Israel. The city, once trembling in fear, now rejoiced, their faith in the Lord restored. In the aftermath of the battle, Saul, the king, intrigued by this young warrior's courage and faith, inquired about his lineage. Abner, the commander of his army, brought David before Saul, revealing him as the youngest son of Ishai. This is the story of David and Goliath, a tale of courage, faith, and the triumph of the underdog. Remember, no giant is too big when you have faith on your side.